How many screens do you really need to be a stock trader? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? So today's topic is how many screens or monitors do you actually need to be an efficient stock trader? Right? I get this question asked to me a lot because I've got some images out there that show my setup, and I've got 5 monitors, 27 inches. They're big. And a lot of times people, say things like, "Oh, you don't need that much, blah blah." That's coming from a place of, I wouldn't say jealousy, but maybe you don't need that much. And you most likely don't. I built my way here, okay? I didn't start like this. But today I want to go over my screens and how they're set up and why I have so many, and kind of, give you guys an idea of maybe how you can set it up, right? So let's go ahead and start. So right off the bat, this is my main monitor here. This here is gonna be my my stock that I'm focusing on, right? And typically I have this kind of pushed over to the side like this. Okay, and this is gonna give me a little bit of my news window down here behind my camera. This is the tape that's running, and then I'm gonna have the weekly, the daily, the 10-minute, the 2-minute. Sometimes I'll make this the 5-minute and this one here the 30-minute, but all you really got to pay attention to here is my main monitor is going to have my broker in this area, which I'm a little nervous to show my broker still. I don't want some stupid number to be showing when it shouldn't be. And my main chart of what I'm looking at, right? So weekly, daily, 10, 2. Right? Now, let's go to the others, right? So this screen here, this is going to be my market internals. So this screen is going to be to my left. This is an entire monitor on its own, okay? And what I got here is the add decline line in the upper left. I've got the tick chart in the bottom left. I've got the UVXY, which is the VIX futures, in the top right of this screen. And then I've got the index of the closest thing to what I'm actually trading, right? So say I'm trading a tech stock on monitor 1. Well, this one here, I would scroll down and I would click, NASDAQ. And I would want to see the NASDAQ chart here, right? Here's going to be all of my ETFs and, sector ETFs. So I could see kind of how each sector is doing at a glance. And then this here is going to be my watch list. See, watch list. Now, do you need this screen? No. Do I need this screen? Yes. And why is it different? Well, it all comes down to strategy, right? My strategy says that I can't take a long if the add decline line is going down, the tick chart is below the 0, and the UVXY is going up, okay? All at the same time, that'll happen. And when that happens, the market's kind of in sync for that direction, right? And I can't go against it. And how am I going to know its direction if I don't have this up? Now, can't you just have this under a couple other tabs and, and minimize it and stuff? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. But if you've been doing this for a while, you'll know that speed is essential. Being fast is important. Having confidence in what you're doing is important. Not getting fumbled up between different tabs, that's a really big deal. Like what does this monitor cost me, right? So my bottom 3 monitors, these are nice ones, right? These are 144 hertz, 1440p, right? 27 inches, G-Sync. They got all this cool stuff to them. Maybe they were like 300 on the high end. They weren't the greatest, right? But I got some monitors up top that are maybe 100, 150 bucks each. That's one trade, man. One trade. I could pay for both of them. Why would I not? Especially if it's going to help me out, right? So this is going to be my market internals. That's my left screen, right? And then going back to my middle screen, this here is going to be my broker on the left. Right, my main stock I'm trading on the right. Sometimes I full screen that like this. And then let's go to my right screen. All right, so now my right screen. Over here, I'm going to have the stocks that I actually have selected for trading today. So, I've looked at the scanner, I've come in the morning, and how I do this right off the bat is I click each chart and I blank them out like this. And then I look at my scanner, because I get distracted and I'll be looking at moves that are from yesterday and whatever. But I'm looking and I'm like, okay, Lucid right now, 1.8 million shares, down 13.9%. Let's throw that up there. Must have news, right? So here's Lucid, right? And then I throw up, my 4 stocks. Let's just throw them in here. QNRX, AMC, and looks like I got Datadog or ENVB. Let's see. All right, well, we'll check that one out as it's sitting on the 20-day, and it's just about 1% over the ATR. So if it holds, it'll give a nice run back up to the 109.50 area. Anyways, so on my right monitor, what I'm looking at, these are my 4 stocks I choose for the day. That's the most I choose on the day. I don't try to track, 6, 8, 10 stocks. I don't even care. I pick the 4 most likely to move, which means it's got to have volume, it's got to have a gap, it's got to have a catalyst, which is news, and then those get thrown up here. I then go through each chart, typically the daily chart or the weekly if I can't find anything on the daily. Right? And I look for things that are important. Right? Like look at this one, right? We have an ascending support line here. This is totally giving us a setup for today. Look at the price. We're falling through it right now. Right? And now I got to go back to the daily and find the next support level of where this is going to head to. But that's going to be the trade. Right? Probably be a couple points on that. That looks great. I didn't even see this until now. This is going to be on my list for today. So anyways, on the right side, I've got my stocks I selected. Now, is this required? I would say so, right? So I've got my market internals, which is the, which way the market is feeling like it's going to go. My main stock I'm trading on and looking at right in front of me. And then I've got my 4 watch list stocks over here on the right. And then beyond that, we're going to have our scanner, right? I've got a live scanner. Let's go ahead and throw that up there now. This is my scanner view. Right, so this here is going to show me at the top, this is the stocks that are gapping down right now on volume. Right, so the highest gap is going to be shown first, then the volume of that, and then the ATR is shown as a percent. So right now, Lucid is down 2 ATR, which is kind of important to know, and I'll get into that in other videos. And then on this side, we got our pre-market movers here that are going up, right? So in this column, this is for the downside. And in this column, this is for the upside. Right? Now, this monitor here is probably what I would call the most optional. But it's only optional until you get pretty good at it, right? Because things start flying throughout the day that you're not going to see from the morning gap scanner. Just because these are on the scanner today, there was a really good example a couple days ago. Stock went from 400 to 2,500. Some crazy shit, right? And the stock on the scanner, it only had 3,000 shares traded. It moved 14%, which is weird, on 3,000 shares traded, but nothing indicated that we should be watching that, right? Next thing you know, it runs 200% out the open. And how did I catch that? Well, these boxes here, they start lighting up and filling up with things as the stock is meeting the requirements of each filter, right? Now, this is one of my favorite screens up here, but I wouldn't say that it's needed, especially if you're new. But this is where I look. This is above me now. This is so I got my main monitor here looking at my main stocks, and right above, I've got my scanner here. And I love my scanner. It's hard for me to talk negative about it or not needing it because I've justified so much on why I do need it. But it's great. I love it. This is Primus, if you're interested. Primus. See, look, we got one that popped up. Why is it on here? It's on my Momo up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s, right? And it's got an RSI over 80 right now on the 5-minute chart. So if I click it, it'll populate right here, the stock. Look at that. What the heck? It just jumped like crazy. Interesting, interesting. Right? It's also lighting up here, saying, hey, hey, important, important. Right? So this is my scanner screen. Is it needed? I think so. Saves me a lot of time. I don't have to be flipping back and forth looking for stuff. I'm not on social media looking for people to post out names. I'm not on Reddit looking at Wall Street bets. You know, I have my own system completely in its own little solar system created by me. You know, I don't need anyone else. I'm completely self-sufficient, and that's the entire point. And being fast at the same time as self-sufficient, there's no replacing it, man. So going on to my final monitor, my final screen, we're going to have, this here is going to be the news. This is going to be my news screen. Now let's pop this one on there. All right, so this here is going to be my news. I have a movers tool here, which kind of just shows you, you know, these are the stocks moving on the morning. And I have this one here filtered by volume because my strategy says I can't trade anything under 200,000 shares. I literally can start at the bottom and go up and see if anything has great catalysts on the way up. Right, I got this window over here. So say I'm looking at, you know, SOPA, what's going on over there? Boom, I've got the chart. I see what's happening. I look at the press releases. They report stellar second quarter 2022 earnings. First half 2022 financial results came out. They got 669% year-on-year revenue growth. Right, so this is really good. So I just did this fast, right? So it's moving. I see it on the scanner. I click it. It shows me the chart. Chart looks bullish. I go down. I see the catalyst, right? Boom, it's got a decent catalyst. So what are we going to do with this? We're going to throw it on our watch list down here on my right monitor, right? We're going to watch that. All right, I'm getting carried away here. So my main monitor, the stock I'm trading. Pretty much all needs to be said. My second monitor to the left, this is going to be my internals, okay, my market internals. This is telling me kind of how the market is feeling, what direction it thinks it's going to go, you know, because the VIX doesn't spike up. You know, the VIX or the UVXY, which is what I track. It's not going to spike up and the market's going to follow up. No, when the fear and uncertainty goes up, the VIX goes up and the market goes down. So we want all these things to be in alignment, right? It's called market alignment. And I have a video on this. Maybe I'll put it up here. I'll try to remember to add that in post. But yeah, market alignment. It's really important. It's required in my strategy. So I got to have this screen, right? I can't be flipping through things. All right, let's go to the next one. This is going to be my watch list tickers. This is what I'm watching for the day. All right, I'm flipping these over to the 5-minute charts. All right, so this is important to me too. This is my right monitor. I usually have like a couple down stocks and then I have a couple long stocks, and that's just because, you know, if the market ends up running higher, then I'm going to want to pick one of the long stocks. If the market's bottom falls out and it just starts crashing, I'm going to either want to trade one of these short stocks, or I'm going to go ahead and use you know, one of the ultra inverse ETFs like SPXS, which is short the SPY times 3. I would want to use something like that if the market's falling, right? So you got to have two options because you never really know what's going to happen. All right, so then after that, we're going to have our scanner view, which is this. This is our scanner. Looks like CCXI's RSI is still holding above 80. Right, we do have some recent movement here on the Chinese names. PDD, which is Pen Duo Duo. We got Baba, JD, that's also Chinese. right? Something must be going on with the Chinese names. Boom. See how it flips, right? If I have this undisconnected, this is the wrong one. But up here, I can click on it and say, ooh, CCXI, what's that look like, right? It kind of looks like it's going to be a buyout if it doesn't move. But BABA, right, we had this descending resistance. We got the break. We got volume increasing. This is good for a long up until this high here, right? Pen Duo Duo. Here's our chart. Almost looks identical, right? So I can actually see all this on the same screen. I don't have to move anywhere else. So imagine the speed you would have if you had this available to you, right? You could be really fast, really accurate. You're not fumbling around with shit. It's just right there, exactly how it should be. And it's great. I love my trading desk. This is something I could probably talk about for a freaking hour. I should probably do like a, like some B-roll shots going across, like showing all my stuff and everything. I'll do some cool stuff. This is a new venture for me. I haven't really got too deep in it yet, but we're going to. Here we go. So my last monitor is my news feed. Right? Here's my news feed. And this is the S&P 500. Of course, we've bottomed out again. We're starting to swing back up. This market will just not take a breath. Man. Crazy, man. This is a strong market. Very strong market. Not anything that it's been like the last 6 months. This is not that. Maybe this pop here, this pop that happened here to this double top area, this is pretty much the same, right? So if we can't get through this high, we're going right back down, and I'm going to be a part of that for sure. But we got to wait. We got to let the fake out happen. Got to let the fake out happen. Don't just jump in front of a moving train. You will get squished. All right, so there we go. I hope you guys learned a little something. I hope maybe understanding how my layout is will help you guys a little bit. Maybe seeing what I think is important and what I track will give you guys, some insight on what you should be tracking, or maybe, a way that you can set up your trade station or trade desk, similar to mine. I do this every single day. I've been doing this for years now, and it works, man. It really works. I love it. I wouldn't give up any of my screens. The only reason I don't have a monitor right here, so I have 5, right? 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top. The only reason I don't have another one here is because of freaking light. I need a light. See what happens when I block it? I can't get the light bar to go high enough, and then the shadows look weird. So, that's it. Kind of vain, but that's the reason. This turned into a long video. If you stuck around this whole time, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. That watch time helps me out immensely. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell icon for more videos coming out from me. And I got to prep for the market now. It's 6:45 a.m. Colorado, which makes it 8:45 a.m. Eastern. Market opens in a little under an hour, and I got to get prepared. Stay green. Be careful. Watch out for the head fake. We are running up into an important level right now. I hope to see you guys again. Peace.